Hi, it's me, Donna. I'm sitting out here on my back porch on this Sunday afternoon, enjoying the weather. It's really nice, listening to the wind chimes blow and sing to me. Anyway, I've been sitting here contemplating. I've been contemplating a lot lately, and the thing I'm contemplating today is cable news. Now, I believe that cable news is one of our biggest problems. It messes with your mind. And I'll tell you a little story. I remember a couple of years ago when I think it was Paris, they had a soccer game and there were some bombings. And that night we were watching the news and it was all coming out and it was so scary to me. And then they had been doing bombings in the tube there in London and in subways and all in Paris, and it just seemed like such a dangerous world. And I remember going to bed that night almost in tears because I take things to heart so much, and I asked the Lord, I said, why is the world like this? And since when was the world like this? And I felt like he told me, he said, you know, cable news is one of the things that is making everything worse. And I said, well, what do you mean? And I remembered when I was a little girl how we'd watch the news. It came on, what, an hour or so in the morning, but we just watched the weather and local news. And if there was any big major happenings in the world, we'd see that too. And then there was a 12 o'clock news for 30 minutes. And then there was, that was local and weather. And then there was a nightly news, like with Walter Cronkite or David Brinkley or something. And we'd see more of the world news then than an 11 o'clock news, which was more local that night if we were still up. And that was it. And if you wanted more, you could just read in the newspaper or read some opinion editorials, op-eds. And I felt like everything has changed since then, to the point when they got cable network, then they had to have news 24/7, 24 hours out of the day. That's crazy. And the only way to fill that time is to fill it up with people who can talk about their opinions about what's going on. It's not necessarily the news, it's their opinion of what's going on. Then you have to judge if that person is telling the truth, or you have to take what you want from that. And all that judgment and all that considering is very, very tiresome. And it weighs on your mind, and it can bring a heaviness to you. I remember my mom and dad, and I mean, you know, they're older, they're retired, so they keep news on in their house 24/7. Well, they go to bed and they turn it off, but it's always the news. And I remember saying, you need to get away from the news like that. It's making you worry about things you don't need to worry about. So I just want to challenge you. Turn off the TV and go outside. Hug a tree, plant a rose bush. Go in the kitchen. Try to make a gourmet meal. Cook for somebody, make somebody happy. We don't have to sit and listen to the news all the time and make judgments on who's telling the truth or what we believe. I mean, watch the news. Yeah, you need to be wise about what's going on. Wise as serpents, gentle as doves. But we don't have to just watch it all the time and cause worry to come upon us. We don't need that extra stress. So, that's my contemplation for today. Now go have a good week.